Hi, welcome, I'm Walker. This is Dance Walker Tarot. Got some baby pale pink candles I made. Think it's rose and patchouli, I think. Maybe amber tuberose. So very basic advice. Surround yourself with flowers. Buy yourself flowers this week. Buy somebody you love flowers this week. Or definitely use protection if you're not interested in getting pregnant right now. Or if you already are pregnant, it might be a week that you have to come up with a plan A and a plan B, because even if you've been feeling like totally fine okay so far, congratulations, by the way, that's awesome. Just know that it might come up suddenly, sickness or something like that. So expect the unexpected with your health if you are pregnant. Expect the unexpected if you're not pregnant, meaning make sure that everything's up to date that you use for protection, and double up if you can, if you don't want to be. Okay. Oh yeah, another mundane warning before I pull these cards. My chicken scratch here. For something that you're going to do this, let me just talk while I do this. For something that you're going to do this week, I don't know if you have an interview maybe. If so, congratulations. It'll go really well. Or if you have a public speaking engagement or performer, content creator, something like that. It's very exciting, whatever you're doing, and you're very excited about it. So just kind of rehearse with yourself enough times that you slow it down. Because I think maybe you're somebody who, if you get really excited, you start talking really, really fast, and it's your energy is really high because you're really excited about it and you want everybody else to share your excitement, but the message might be lost, maybe a little bit, from translation to your brain to their ears. So if there's anything that you could do this week to, I don't know, it's like, you perform for the person in the back of the room, maybe everyone can hear you, everyone can understand you. You do your part to make that happen, okay? And it will, you'll knock it out of the park. You'll slay. It'll be awesome. Very well received, whatever that is. So if that's a job. The other warning would be double, I don't know what this means. Double check clasps. Check twice. If there's something that needs to be polished, make sure it's polished. Buttons, levers, Madonna. Look at Madonna fell down. This thing happened back in the day where Madonna was performing and she had this giant cape on. I'll put a link to it below. And something happened with the wardrobe where, it was supposed to be like this tearaway with the... it was super demonic looking too, which is why the irony was like, ugh, everyone was kind of like, ugh. But they were supposed to pull the cape, right? And Madonna had this like super awesome outfit underneath, but the clasp held, and they just pulled sis over like on her back on stage, and everyone was like, "Whoa!" And she was like, "Oh my god," And double check your clasps if you're a performer. If you have like a tearaway outfit or something, I love that. But double check your Velcro. Double check your Velcro. If it's not so serious and it's like your kids' shoes, double check their shoes, even if they're like, I can do it myself, Mom. Get in there. Get in there. Okay, let's go. And I will put a timestamp in the description when I figure out what I'm talking about. I didn't even mean to pick these cards either. I was trying to get my oracle deck, but this wants to come out. Okay, so truth coming out, a cutting out of what wastes your time, what doesn't serve you, what doesn't make sense, what isn't authentic. And being supported by those around you that are happy that you are living your truth, that are happy for you to live an authentic, happy life. If you have all this really awesome abundance coming, oh, look at that. Awesome abundance, joy, and happiness in your life right now, and you seem to be glowing, and there's no end in sight to the beauty and the bliss that is about to be your life right now. And I feel like you've done everything right. Whoever you are, you've done everything right. So those warnings, I think, were the worst of it. The worst of it's over with the struggle and the pain. I mean, if you're pregnant, there's going to be that pain that comes with bringing a life, but that's not anything you ever have to worry about. Whatever fear you have here, whatever it is about, know that you're never alone. You're strongly tied to your ancestors. I don't know, getting some heavy, like, Irish or Algerian heritage here. And whatever you're going through, if it's not so serious as childbirth, if it's a different kind of slaying a dragon, have no fear, because whatever it is, your ancestors went through the same thing. There are people that you can call on spiritually to help guide you through anything that is causing you a moment of fear and panic. And it's really just saying it's just a moment of fear and panic. It's like if you can get through whatever pops up this week, it's like an initial 3-minute moment of panic. If you can just soldier through those first 3 minutes, you're going to be golden. Okay? So if there is any fear that pops up or like a moment of a panic attack, remember this moment and just decide right now that you're going to practice your breathing exercises right now to push past that little briar patch at the beginning of this news or this truth or this wave of beautiful bliss and abundance that might be overwhelming to you initially. So push past any initial resistance that you understand and are self-aware of enough to realize that that's just a fear. And you have the capacity intellectually to deal with anything. You have the support as far as friends and family or soul group that you're about to really get back in touch with. Your intuition is on point right now. The dark night of the soul that you have emerged from with the sun there, that tells me that this is a perfect time for you to connect to your higher self and to your ancestors. That everything will be illuminated, if not already. That the worst is over. And this is a time of peace and grace. But it might feel a little bit uncomfortable because you're going from maybe being in the dry desert to arid rainforest to a total flow, a waterfall of peace and rest and healing. And feeling like the entire universe and the world itself is interacting with you differently than it ever has before, and it's embracing you. If you're, that's interesting. If you're feeling, what's the word? You guys, my brain. Help me, coffee, help me. Okay, if you're feeling superstitious, I feel like that's a call from your ancestors to connect to them, to connect to your roots. Okay, that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. I feel like my readings are always like, what can you do to creatively get out of a situation or to work through some emotions? It's hardly ever like, this is what everyone else is doing. And so, like your homework assignment this week, besides the deciding to move past that initial 3-minute frustration or fear, it's to connect to your roots. It's to research it, learn a new story, learn some new mythology. Like I got big time rabbit's foot, you know, and carry around a little rabbit's foot. Yeah. Yeah, if you're feeling down in the dumps, you can always start with your heritage, your ancestry. Oh wow, this is amazing. Yeah, the dark night of the soul is it's going to be a stark contrast. This new life of joy and happiness and peace, and a life where you feel like you're functioning and you're heard and you're understood. Friends that you can trust, a community that embraces you, as opposed to feeling like you're always in competition. Like you don't know who to trust. Everyone's out for themselves. It's a rat race. It's unnecessary bickering. It's unnecessary heartbreak. It's working with the wrong people and then deciding to work with the right people, which may be a soul group. Or it may be going back to where your people come from. Like if you're American and you're not First Nations, you don't come from here, and your people don't come from here. And there's always going to be this kind of a curse, you know, no matter what. We are attached to the land. Our ancestors are attached to the land and the plants and the elementals. So if there's anything authentic about who you are or your roots or your bloodline, you can connect with that. And that will be a rock for you if you feel like you have no one else right now, or you feel misunderstood, or this is that moment of fear. Hey. I'm a blonde. Am I a blonde or what? Look at this. Three of Swords, Three of Ruby, Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups. This is the initial period before expansion and release, and then celebration and stability and harmony and the relaxation and the healing. So this is the teamwork makes the dream work with your ancestral guides. Preparation, planning, and expansion after a period of pain, heartbreak, isolation, and betrayal. So like this heartbreak and grief, and there's definitely a separation that maybe that is what the King of Swords the Knight of Swords delivered the harsh truth, and you let it break your heart, and you accepted it. You refused to live in denial. You refused to live in delusion, and you're about to be rewarded tremendously for that. You're just kind of stepping from that dark world into the world of sunlight and color, you know, out of a black and white world into a world of color, but it might seem counterintuitive or backwards. But this is about realizing that you have support and you have maybe entire communities that want to celebrate you and support you. And you haven't realized it because you've been so focused on this heartbreak, or just really having to defend yourself. The wounded warrior. Like you feel like your back is breaking, but you don't back down. It's just one more little hill to climb. One more battle. There was a love triangle or a cheating situation. The worst is over. You let it break your heart. And you decided to have courage and move on. Whatever that situation was, it's all in the past now. Okay. So the Celtic tribes believed that, I said all that to say this. The Celtic tribes, I don't know anything. I should listen to this reading. I'm Celtic as fuck and I don't know anything about it, honestly. But I do know that they believed rabbit's foot. You know where we have the little tradition of carrying around a rabbit's foot for good luck. That stems back from the tribal Celts. And they believed that rabbits spent so much time underground that they could communicate with the gods. You know, all tribal peoples believe in fairies and gods and elementals and spirits. So if there's anything where you're dealing with that, or if it's too weird to even talk about, and I'll keep it there, your ancestry will guide you. Your ancestral guides will present a talisman maybe to you, a good luck charm, or if you have one, you know, a little stone, or anything that reminds you that you're, a million years in the making, and you're never alone. And anything you're going through has been gone through before. And there's always someone there that's willing to hold your hand. I think you have people physically willing to help you and support you, to hold your hand. You have guardian angels willing to help you, to support you, and to hold your hand. And there might be 3 little guardian angel babies from a past life that are there holding your hand, that want to guide you as well. And maybe they're just waiting to come into fruition, but you had to get through this dark night of the soul and eliminate that which isn't the truth, which doesn't work for your best good, which isn't happy for you when you're winning. So with all those 3s, we're really talking about you and your feminine power. Even if you're a man right now, you're creating something incredible. But you had to shoo away some things first. And that's putting it mildly. Okay, but this is about your foresight in the first place to get you to this point. So that your intuition and your intellect can come together and work together with your willpower. Your willpower and your knowledge, and you understanding how to access resources and being resourceful. It can only mean one thing: joy, happiness, reward. Like a direction change for you that brings peace and joy. So, feeling overextended or misunderstood or just burdened is about to make way to a feeling of friendship and community, and feeling like it's working for you. You feel competent again. And if there's any feeling of apathy or fear or residual loneliness, heartbreak, and betrayal, that's okay. Feel your feelings. Honor your heart. But give yourself maybe a deadline, Okay, I'll cry for a couple hours and then I'm going to chin up, and I'll let myself cry for a couple hours tomorrow, but it's not going to be all day. Definitely feel your feelings. Definitely feel that loss. But take charge of your thoughts. Take charge of your energy. Because teamwork makes the dream work. No one would ever expect you to do this alone, okay? So you don't have to do this alone. There is support there, spiritually, physically, and maybe even from strangers in the form of, like I was saying, all you have to do is research your roots today. Where do you come from? Where do your people come from? What are their mythologies? Is there a mythological character that you could learn about, or a hero from your tribe? Connect to that, and you will connect with your higher power. Even if you're feeling locked out of heaven right now, here comes the sun. This is success, fulfillment in every way. So hang in there, okay? Today, tomorrow, next week. Let's see. Okay, I understand the 3 here. It's going to be not just 3 minutes of initial fear, it's like 3 days. So there's going to be... Here, let me show you this. This is really interesting to me. It's like compression turns into compassion, but there's a darkness. It's almost like 3 days of darkness. And there's chaos and people are scattering. It's like the gods turn the lights off for 3 days, or there's a loss of 3 days of power. And it brings out the worst in people. It brings out the worst in people, and people feel like, chaos, Armageddon, or something like that, and there's like looting, or just devilish behavior. So protect yourself. Stay isolated. Stay in your sad little emo corner if you need to. It's better to stay inside than be out in public this week. Yeah. It's like staying still right now for 3 days through this 3 days of pain or heartbreak or isolation where you feel trapped in your head, or it's literally something like that. An act of God. A tornado. A flash flood. An explosion, a fire, something like that. 3 days of initial panic and fear. Decide right now that you will make it through those 3 days, and that you will already have been connected to whatever resources you have as far as soul group physically in this world, and etherically with your spirit guides as well. And you will have everything it takes intellectually, physically, spiritually, clairvoyantly. And just you decide to be not bothered. You decide to move forward with grace and dignity, no matter what. You're okay when everything else is not okay. Okay? But stand guard. It's this one last briar patch, which seems to be like a 3-day period. And then you can move forward, and then you can breathe. And then comes the true healing. And by like next month, next maybe even 3 months for somebody, this may be why there's that there, the 3 months, maybe 3 months and 3 days. Or it's an initial 3 day of chaos and then a 3 months of kind of recovery. So no fear. Understand whatever you're going through, others have gone through it, and they want to help you, and they want to hold your hand, and they want to help you with resources and guidance. Okay, you're being honored here. There just happens to be chaos and fear and whatever it is, it's bringing out the worst in people. And if that's someone in your energy, get them out of there. Get them out of there. With that King of Swords, you put on your big daddy pants and you say, no more. No more. So, somebody who has a lot of addictions, someone who's addicted to hard drugs, someone who's addicted to bondage, S&M, hurtful behavior that self-sabotages or sabotages those around them. Period. With a P. Because you have maybe you have a lot of Taurus in your chart, or there's going to be a Taurus that comes in to help you. So if you're like, help from who? And there's someone that you know who is very abundant and they happen to be a Taurus or have that sort of mentality about them, and they might be the one to give you a loan or put you in touch with someone that can help you move or keep you safe or something like that. But this is about moving from instability to stability by way of your thoughts, by way of your actions, and by way of trying to just get back in touch with who your ancestors are and where your ancestors can connect with you might be with oral tradition. If you have any old people from your tribe that you can connect with or hear stories from or find recordings of or anything, do that. That's really all you have to do. Keep yourself separate from the outside world, and if something happens where the lights go off for 3 days, know that you're going to be okay. And your ancestors lived for thousands and thousands of years without their smartphone and electricity and all the things that we think we need. And if there is a situation where you're like, oh, well, or Granny will die if they don't have electricity, decide right now to invest in a battery charger thing or something like that, okay? But it won't last forever. Okay, so the betrayal and the heartbreak and this loneliness might last a little bit longer, but then you move. From this chaos to more peace, to moderation, to joy and illumination, grace, healing, and dignity, in which you rediscover your own regality and reconnect with your ancestral guides and come out feeling more powerful and just happier than you ever thought you could be, and more inspired. So this is about new friendships and collaborations, and new collaborations with old ancestors. But you're still living in your authenticity. You still think out of the box. But there is a tradition there that's in your blood that you can draw from to get through this initial chaos. And by next year, you're going to be golden. It's the worst is over. The tidal wave actually fertilizes the land somehow. And so it's a new life, it's a new you, it's a new chapter. It's you choosing peace. So connect with that. It's waiting there for you. And a new love and a new commitment. Be messy and read for that. Oh, oh, cute. God, all your dreams coming true emotionally. All your wishes coming true emotionally. This is security. This is that family. It's a feeling like you belong with them and they feel like they belong with you. It's fulfillment. It's happiness. It's a joy. This is a happy ending that comes from a situation that maybe you thought you were doomed. I just felt like you feel like you were doomed. And this is all a blessing in disguise. It's almost like feeling like you are isolated with some sort of a protection for you from your ancestors. So think of it that way. You're part of something bigger here. In our little human minds, we can barely see what's in front of us. We barely know who we are sometimes and what we're doing. But your hero's journey is being fulfilled as we speak. Through it all. So hang in there, because your true love is going through the same thing, maybe on the other side of the world, or in a way that mirrors you, and you might even be feeling them right now. But it will all come in divine timing, because it's all about your thoughts. It's all about your decisions. In the midst of this chaos, this tidal wave, this wildfire. But listen to your intuition. You've earned it. You know, clairvoyance is something you work on, like playing the piano or flying a plane. There aren't any shortcuts there. And whoever you are, you're about to discover something special about yourself you didn't know through this research, through this mythology. And that's in divine timing too. So know that nothing lasts forever, even pain, heartbreak, and betrayal. And there's a silver lining there. And it's going to become very apparent here. Bottom line. There's our 4. After the 3 of Swords. So you are moving in the right direction. You are. Even if you feel stuck, still moving on your path, on your hero's journey. You're doing it. You're doing it. Congratulations. You are doing the thing. So, if anything, this is a time of reflection, how far you have come, how you've made it through, how you will make it through. No fear. False evidence appearing real. Don't let everyone else's fear become yours. You've earned your peace. You've earned your grace. And it might be yours and yours alone right now. That I wish you could see my big old fat smile on my little face. This is so beautiful. So congratulations, you have joy and happiness and success and community and support and abundance and a job that you love. If it's not having kids, it's your career that you've always wanted. It's the job of your dreams. It's the love of your life. It's the peace that you chose. It's about to choose you back, so just hang in there. All right, Aquarius. This is fantastic. I'm going to leave it there. I got nothing else to say but wow. Wow. You're showing the world how it's done. You're showing us all how it's done, so thank you for that. Thank you. We couldn't do it without you. See you for the next one. I'm Walker. This is Dance Walker Tarot. Bye-bye.